I think an intro should sort of mention what is it that will advance this person's career. That is why I said vaguely, I think. Because let me tell you something. You could be Jesus Christ walking on water on a comedy stage. But the important things are they brown? Are they young? Are they a woman? Raj, the fact that you're funny, that's a distant fourth to any of those considerations. Good for you. I, like the previous comedian, also have recently broken. You'll find a lot of comedians have recently broken up, and here's why: because we're homely assholes. That's why we do comedy. So if you put those two things in, the last guy, fine, look whatever. Points I myself am difficult to get along with or look at. That is a recipe for disaster in a relationship, as it were. Now, I wasn't sure if we had broken up because we were together for a while, and then she just stopped returning my calls. So at that point, I realized, well, you either been dumped or widowed. The problem with that is, whichever one it is, you kind of wish it were the other. When she texted me, I'm like, fuck, she lives, and it's a little unhappy. And now I guess I'm in that odd situation where we're still kind of talking, and I kind of would like to get a goodbye fuck, but it doesn't look as though I'm going to get it, so now I'm just going to pray for her to get raped. And people always think that's weird, but I think if you really, you're a girl, your last guy that you dumped, do you remember him? Do you think he prayed for your rape? Yeah, the answer is yes. I think you might think of him, you think of him sweet, are you happy? When you think back, good memories, bad memories. Bad memories? Maybe not. Maybe he got his use out of you. That's my rule of a relationship. One person thinks back to the last person and goes, what an asshole. The other person thinks back, the person's great. The person who was the asshole, that's who I call the winner in the relationship. Most of the time I'm that guy, but unfortunately every once in a while I play nice, and it's always to my detriment. So, maybe not. Do you wish he were raped? You do. There you go. Yes. I guess that's one way to look at it. It's the, the wisher of rape, and then I don't know what the opposite would be. The wished to be raped. I'm not sure. All I know is I spent 3 years being very nice to this girl for no reason I can think of. It's kind of like, this is what I call Sarah Palin syndrome. And here's why. You look at Sarah Palin, you think objectively that is an incredibly stupid person. Whether or not you like her, she's not very bright. And if you were Sarah Palin, you probably sit at home thinking, fuck, I'm really not that smart. She's running for president. Why? Because Sarah Palin spent years and years as a reasonably attractive woman in Alaska. There are not a lot of attractive women in Alaska. She has been lied to every day of her life since puberty. No wonder she thinks she's smart. That's because God made the sex drive as kind of nature's anesthetic. It sort of keeps you from dealing with what's in front of you. So you'll tell a woman, golly, you sure are smart. You sure have a lot to say. She's dead bitch. Not the girl I dated, but Sarah Palin, let's go with that. So that's why, and look, there are Sarah Palins everywhere. Jenny McCarthy, she thinks your kids shouldn't have vaccines. Why? Because men have been talking to her with boners for about 30 years now. And the God's honest truth is by now she thinks she's a scientist. People will believe her. And that's the joy of growing up a hot woman. Now in the case of Sarah Palin, she has that look, that constant smile that says brain damage. And here's why I say it. It's that sort of smile where, you ever know somebody whose parents probably drank when they were pregnant? Oh, again, Alaska. The parents almost certainly drank through the pregnancy. Alaskans drink through everything. I mean, if it's like fucking 20 hours of dark, there's going to be a lot of drinking going on in that state. So she has that smile that says, I don't understand what's going on in front of me, and I'm just going to smile until you stop asking me questions about it. That has literally taken her to vice presidential candidate. And now, a huge fan base. When I see her, I get racist against white people when I see Sarah Palin, which is kind of remarkable. But you look at her and you think, oh my God, I really understand what the Native Americans went through, because I feel the same way they must have, which is these assholes think they're going to take over the country, and they're probably right. We are all fucked. Her fans are called the Tea Party, and that right there is a sign, because you must be incredibly Caucasian to think of the 1700s as the good old days. Yeah, well, I mean, there were pluses. Even the invading foreigners were white. Yes, it was a blanker time. But on the whole, I'd say probably not the best. No vaccines, which I guess would mean Jenny McCarthy would be quite pleased with. Jenny McCarthy, of course, wants parents to not have vaccinate their children. I'm for that, because I view that as what's science. The science called evolution. In that if you are so stupid as to take science advice from a former playmate, your genes should not be passed on to the next generation. She's going to make America smarter, one Oprah